Welcome. My name is Nicole Roa. I am a Air Force veteran of 11 years.
And my name is Ray Pitts. I'm an Air Force veteran of 14 years.
All right, today we want to talk to you about our position as a Disabled Veteran Outreach Program Specialist and what we offer for veterans in the Central Region. If I were a veteran, Ray, why would I come to the Workforce Connection?
Well, as a veteran, we have difficulty finding work, whether we're separated or retired. So you want to use the resources. You want to come down to a local Workforce Connection office or your AJC's, American Job Center. And once you're down there, you realize that you receive priority of service. That means you're given an opportunity to apply for a job posting before the general public. So you want to utilize those services. So we have a career consultants that can advise you on benefits as well too for priority of service. So today's agenda, we're going to go down a number of things. So we have significant barriers to employment. We're going to discuss the DevOps and leaver roles, resources, partners, internal and external. Then we're going to discuss our contact information at the end. Nicole, can you discuss significant barriers to employment?
Absolutely. So a significant barrier to employment as a veteran, let's talk about that. The first one would be your VA disability rating. If you had 0% up to 100%, you qualify to be seen by one of us, a DBOP. If you're homeless, that is definitely a significant barrier to employment. And what the definition of homelessness is not having your name on a lease or mortgage. If you've recently separated, that would be in the last 3 years. If you've ever been incarcerated, you know that can be a significant barrier to employment. And let me just say at this point in time, I'll just refer to that as an SBE, all right? So significant barrier to employment is an SBE. So another SBE is low income. If you're of the age 18 to 24, if you served in Vietnam, or during the Vietnam era, and if you're an eligible spouse. Now, our whole point is to remove some of these barriers to help you bridge that gap to employment. And that's when the DBOP comes in. So Ray, if you could just talk to us about what we do.
Roger that. We're Disabled Veteran Outreach Program Specialists. And our primary duty is to assist veterans to become job ready. So we identify and prioritize personal strengths. We make plans of action for employment and educational goals. We assess institutional resources. We complete customized services. We incentivize employers to hire veterans as a work tax credit, and we empower veterans to achieve economic sufficiency.
That sounds great. So can you tell me about the employment or educational goals?
Right, we do assessments. We can conduct assessments and we do short and long-term goals. And for educational benefits, we have internal resources that can assist. Like you said before, we have SBE, so the low income automatically qualifies you for WEOA. So those are some of the resources we have right at our fingertips, easily accessible on our behalf. So we're a team effort. So we have another addition to our team is the lever. Nicole, you want to discuss our levers?
Sure. So the local veteran employment representative, and what they do is they advocate right there, advocate on behalf of veterans with employers. So they'll actually go out into the community. And in the past, they would actually go drive out and speak to people, go to the job sites, but now it's all over the phone or Zoom. But the lever will go out, find what jobs are readily available. And once that person gathers that information, they come back to us, to the DBOPs, and say, hey, this position is available. Do you have anyone on your caseload who matches this? And so that's what a lever does.
All right. The job posting, can you go into a little bit more detail about that?
Yeah, so that's this last bullet point right here, hold job postings for veterans to apply before civilians. So the lever will have that information of new jobs that are available and prior to it being opened up for the general public, there is a search that goes through our database to see if any veterans meet those qualifications to apply. So they get, again, that priority of service comes into play, and that's pretty awesome. So those were, can you talk about the resources, Ray, that we have?
Outstanding. I'll be happy to. So we have one-on-one counseling. We can assist with resumes, federal or private sector. We have job referrals, three different types. We have interviewing techniques. Refer you to partner programs that's internal and external. We can provide labor market analysis, and we have recurring workshops, soft skills, resume, interview skills. Those you have to register for, and that's through New Mexico Department of Workforce Solutions. Go to job seekers, and on that tab, you go to job preparation, and you register, and have their scheduled time. So utilize those resources we have in place, and to help bridge that gap between unemployment and employment. So we have additional partners. Nicole, you want to discuss our external partners as well too?
Sure. So one of our big partners that we have is with Goodwill Industries. Prior to becoming a DVOP, I didn't realize that there was such an umbrella that that Goodwill has to cover our veterans. So earlier we talked about SBEs, and one of them being homelessness. So there is actually a couple programs for homeless vets. So this first one is the HVRP, and supportive services for veteran families, and the veteran family services. Now this one I'd like to talk about a little bit. There's actually training and employment through veteran family services. Yes, what Ray and I do is employment, but this is another avenue that you can work as well. So with the training at this point in time that I know that they have computer-based classes, whether it's Excel, basic computer classes, or even forklift training. You can come in, get those classes done, get the certificates, and not only do you get that, but you get paid for the time that you're there to learn. So that's pretty awesome. And another program, this is for the general public, you don't have to be a veteran, the Senior Community Service Employment Program, we call it CSEP, but here, I just wanted to talk about how that priority service just ebbs and flows throughout the state. And if you're a senior, 55 and older, you might not feel like a senior at 55, but that's the cutoff. If you're a senior at 55 or older and you're a veteran, you actually get a chance to get bumped up with that priority of service. But I'd like to hear a little bit about your outreach that you do with the VIC, Ray.
Roger, outstanding. Pre-COVID, the Veteran Integration Center was my outreach duty. So they have a lot of benefits. It's a great program. They have clothing and donations program. They have a food pantry and transportation for veterans that need to meet their medical appointments. Also, we have three different types of housing programs underneath them. They have emergency housing, a rapid rehousing, and homeless prevention is a federally funded program, transitional housing. So the emergency housing is a very temporary program, so we want to end homelessness. So we have a staff of individuals that assess your situation and help come up with a plan that can help with getting you independent. Our rapid rehousing is our permanent housing. So you get a voucher, but it doesn't assist with paying your bills, just only the housing. So you still need to find employment to maintain that living arrangement. Also now we have the transitional housing, that's up to 2 years for a family of 4. So during this time, same thing, you'll need to find employment. So once that 2-year mark hits, you won't be left out. So, you can transition into your own housing and you can move forward with your family.
That's
so
awesome.
we have it's awesome. So, it's really a great program for our veterans.
So as Ray mentioned earlier, that was his particular outreach. And these are a few of the other ones that we do. And basically we just go out to these different locations and let people know what we do, who we are, and why we could potentially be important to you. So we go to the colleges, universities, Job Corps, Division of Vocational Rehabilitation Office. We do work closely with them, and correctional facilities, associations of food banks, the VA regional office, and Metro Court. So here are some of the outstations. Ray, would you like to talk about this, please?
Of course, of course. We have a New Mexico Department of Veteran Services. We have a VA Veteran Readiness and Employment Services with the VA Medical Center. Let's start from the top. We have a Department of Veteran Services. A lot of veterans are very familiar with this organization. They assist with car tags, passes to state parks. They assist with claims, property taxes. There are an array of benefits they have with this program. Now we have the VA VRNE program. So once you're pretty much exhausted all your education benefits from Chapter 33, you can enroll or you can apply for the VRNE as long as you're a disabled veteran from 10% and above. And you can come in this program. They assist with getting you schooling for whatever particular field you want to go into, electrical engineering, to medical field, you name it, they have it. So also once you graduate, that's just with employment and finding work with you as well too. So you have the VA Medical Center. We have an office up there that helps outreach for veterans that are up there currently while they're doing their appointments and they need more questions addition about employment. So Nicole, you want to discuss where we are in our central region?
Sure. So New Mexico is broken up into 4 regions. We are the central region, and that includes Sandoval, Bernalillo, Valencia County, and Torrance County. Now the next slide, we'll go ahead and give you a chance to write down this information, whichever one you're closest to. If you want to take out a pen and paper, or if you want to take a picture. Now, we are not open to the public at this point in time, but please feel free to call whichever number that you are more closely located to. All right.
Roger that. So while you have that pen and paper and you have your phone out, if you want to take screenshots, we have 5 DevOps in the central region. We have 2 levers in the central region as well too. So if you need additional information, you can always email us. We'll get back to you really soon. We're pretty much very responsive for any inquiries that you have coming towards our way. As a whole, we're a good working group. There's great individuals, and we'll be happy to help you.
Yes, and in order for us to help you out, the number one thing we need you to do is register. Go on to www.jobs.state.nm.us. We want you to register. We want to know if you need assistance, we are here. Utilize our resources. And if you're watching this and this does not apply to you, but you know of someone who can find this helpful and beneficial, please do share that information. Again, that's jobs.state.nm.us. And please feel free to call if you don't have access to the internet. Our number is 843-1900. Thank you so much for spending the time to listen, and I hope that this was good information